Let's talk about the Centrelink challenge. Hello everyone, Florian here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your, well, I've got a stein of cold water today. It's been bloody hot in Queensland, but grab your stein. And I thought we'd do a bit of a different video today. I received a lovely email from a viewer of the channel who's been, enjoying the content, and they're 20 years old on Centrelink, and were asking for advice or videos about, well, suggestions of what to do, how to improve their lives. I've actually received a few emails recently of people saying they've been watching my content and it spurred them to take a greater interest in their personal finances, which is quite encouraging, honestly. So I thought, you know what, I would open it up to the viewers of the channel. We've got quite a variety of, well, okay, we're 90% male, but we're a variety of ages. So you've got a wealth of experience to draw upon, more than just my own. I mean, the advice I would give to anyone, particularly young, who's on Centrelink is to, well, improve your value, improve your education, and network, get opportunities and get out there. You don't want to be stagnant. You have to be moving and always improving in one way or another. An easy way to do it is online learning. Here in Queensland, you've got the State Library, LinkedIn Learnings. You can get it for free from there and get certificates, so you can get qualifications. So when you go for an interview, particularly for an office job, you're saying, well, I've done this, and this. I've not just been lazy, sitting on my ass, expecting others to help out for me. So let's see. That would be my advice. Let's see what you guys have to say about this, everyone. So I put a post up this morning. What advice would you give a 20-year-old on Centrelink wanting to improve their life? We've gotten 48 comments here. Thank you very much for participating in this. I'll just refresh it. 49 comments. We'll go for the newest ones. So, Farmer Rob's Garage. 1 second ago. See, that's why I pressed the refresh. Get a trade. Get a job. Save up enough money. Get out of Australia. Better places to live without dealing with the overinflated cost of living. Now, I think getting a trade is definitely good advice. This is one thing we're telling our kids. I mean, Rachel and I, we're both university educated. We both have 2 degrees. And we're telling them, well, one of the advantages of doing homeschool or doing distance education is when you go through high school, you can do both. You can get a trade while you still do your high school studies. To always have something to fall back on, or as a gateway into a university study if you want to do it further, or another path in a career. So, a trade, I wouldn't frown upon it. And you'd be surprised how many opportunities there are out there. Hey, we've got the government wanting to build, what is it, a million new homes. We'll see if that happens. But, well, the housing sector it's the pinata of the economy that our government loves bashing to stimulate everything. Chas is saying, get off Centrelink and go have a crack. Opportunities are endless if you have a go. Yeah, that's you want to. The Centrelink is a temporary support measure. You don't want to be there long term. You want to get out there and try something, anything. You want to work. You want to network. You want to go door knocking to try and get a job. I think it's harder. It's always hard. It's never going to be easy. And you just got to do it. So, I mean, the hardest job is always the first one to get, particularly if you're like an engineering graduate. I feel sorry for the people who came out during the lockdown period who graduated then. It's going to be tough finding work. So, Rosemary said, find an online course. Many useful and relevant. Do not squander your life in government handouts. I think that's kind of the theme here of a lot of people. I mean, the danger is you get the perception that you're a victim and it's someone else's fault. The real insidious trap of that is that you don't realize that the power to improve your life is completely upon you. You have the power to change your story. You have the power to improve what you do, to step up and get better every little day. That's the thing that really scares me of all this woke victim rubbish, because, well, people aren't taught that. They're taught that they're a victim. They're oppressed, which is all bullshit, okay? It's all bullshit. Don't lose your self-respect and dignity. Once they got you dependent, you may find it hard to break free and you're at their mercy. that's a pretty insightful take there from Rosemary. This is the danger of UBI, honestly. Benjamin is saying, get a job. Any job will do. Keep that job until you get a job in a solid industry like the building trades. There's a lot of tradies watching the channel. A lot of people in the construction industry watch the channel. So there may be a bit of bias in the comments that you get here. I'm waiting for someone to say become a QS, which probably, or a certifier. Actually, that's one to consider. A certifier. It's a bloody stressful job. A lot of risk, but it's an industry where they're all getting old and they're dying. People aren't. That's probably the evolution of you do a trade, you get old and grumpy, and you become a certifier. But it's hard to get people into that game. Is employers want to see and employ people that are motivated? Yep, 100%. 100%. That's what you want to see. One of the more impressive things is when we used to hire our people often for their first real job in a profession is the effort and energy they'd put into education, to learning. We got to the point where before someone started, we would give them a login to our Lynda course. We subscribed to Lynda and they would do the whole course. So they teach themselves. We even pay for them to do it for the first week or so, first few days. So they just learn how to use the tools that we work with. Do whatever you can to pull down an apprenticeship. Or if you haven't finished school, a job with a building company. Get skills in computing on your own time, like using spreadsheets or HTML while you do those crappy jobs. That's what I'd point you to. You know what, we'll look at in here. LinkedIn Learning. It used to be Lynda, but LinkedIn Learning, guys. You get courses, and I mean, I'm doing occasionally stuff on this, I think. Fantastic. A lot of wide variety of stuff, but you also have, the reason I do this is because, well, it's free. It's not free, sorry, the taxpayer pays for it, so I pay it through the revenue I help provide to the Queensland government, so happily. But I get a certificate for it, and I can use it for continued professional development. But also, you know, if you want to learn how to use Excel, you want to learn to use all these computer programs, it's a useful tool. William is saying, get your car license. Get a shoebox car and drive to a job. Just showing up without need of pickup puts you ahead of nearly everyone. Now, is that, I guess, I mean, at 20 years old, yeah. I mean, you need to have your license. I think Rachel got her license a bit later. And it is something I'd encourage my kids to get as early as they can, as long as they're sensible. But you need to be able to drive. I mean, that's a good point. I hadn't even thought about that. Shows you how old I am. Thank you, William. So, David, get a job, any job. Don't spend money you don't have. Build experience and learn what you enjoy doing. Life is too short to work a job you hate forever, but when you start out, it may be required. Yeah, that's the thing. Sometimes you got to do some shit work just to get through it. The older you get, I think the more tolerance you have for the crap because you realize it's not that important. If you can't find a job these days, you really don't want to work from Teaspoon. Yeah, it is. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I see the unemployment figures, but we look at the online ones. Everyone I talk to is struggling to find people and is flat out. But that could just be the bubble that I'm in. Rye bread. Doesn't matter how, but break any dependency you have on the state. The less you have to deal with government, the better off you will be. Yeah, and that's, frankly, that's the one takeaway I have from that whole robo-debt thing. That's the whole thing. You want to keep them out of your business. Because then it's not the government, it's the bloody bureaucrats. There was one woman on the LinkedIn, the Twitter. I don't know. I think she slept with some politician. I haven't been following that robo-debt shit. But she's writing on there complaining, oh yeah, we knew it was all bad, yada, 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 but I had debts, I had to keep working. I thought it was a satire account. I thought it was someone making a joke, making such a disgusting joke over a program where people killed themselves over these bloody debts. And she just did it because, I was did what I was told. I needed the money to pay my debts. I thought that it has to be a satire. But you want to keep them out of your business. David's saying, get a job, any job if you have to begin with. To get your start and your foot in the door of a workplace and developing a work ethic. Then if you're not liking what you're doing, you can work towards changing to something else. But don't ever quit your job until you find something else. Good advice here. I wonder how many dads we got given this. I should change this to the dad advice channel. When you hear your father's words come out of your own voice, that's when you know you've made it. Lads, you've made it. Become a fire technician. Yeah, that's probably a really good job, honestly. Or fire engineer. That's always in demand. If you're a girl, get down the engineering path, lots of opportunities there right now. You know, some of these engineering firms play like Pokemon and want to catch them all. And there's just not the same numbers. Take advantage of the political correct woke rubbish to your own advantage. So, sheep herder. Buy a tent, it's cheaper than it used to be. Under usury slavery. Oh, yeah, well, okay. He's going off grid. That's not really the best. I mean, there was one Centrelink guy that wrote a book. He lived off grid and he told people how to live like a bum in the middle of nowhere. Not for everyone, but each their own. Not in this bloody heat right now. By the way, TAFE currently has a ton of free courses for the blah 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 for the certificate to diploma level in Queensland. Okay, I didn't know that. Let's check that out. TAFE free courses. What do they have? Eligible Queenslanders. Okay. The Australian government, yada, yada, yada. Permanently live in Queensland, Australian citizen, age 15 or older, and enrollment in school, not currently enrolled in a qualification. Okay. What courses, though? To deliver approximately 37,000 fee-free TAFE and vocational education training places for Queensland. What training is available? Okay. There's a wide range of qualifications available, which are aligned to Australian Queensland government priorities, including emergent industry, yada, yada, yada. Okay, let's have a look at this. I'm assuming it's the Excel. Okay, we'll download that. We'll open him up. See, we can't get away from Excel in any video I do, not just the ones about interest rates, guys. So let's see. I mean, look at this. Are these all free here in Queensland? Let's have a look. Is building design free? What? I want to search it in the document. Anyway, it'd be under construction, wouldn't it? Communication, arts. Right, here we go. Business, construction general. Let's see what they have there. What else? What else is good, guys? We'll go construction, probably health too. So construction. Ah, there you go. They have it. Residential drafting, a Cert 4. So this could be the step to someone who wants to become an architect. Not that it's the most lucrative of careers, but drafting. I mean, honestly, if my kids wanted to follow in Rachel and our footsteps, become an architect, I'd send them down this path first. I'd tell them to get the Cert 4 in residential drafting so they can use that as a stepping stone to eventually go to uni or work while they study. Okay, so this is great. They've got a whole lot of things. What do they have in the health? Allied health, dental assisting, diploma of nursing. There you go. So this is probably really good advice there. Thank you to Vladimir, who let us know about this. One of the takeaways from all of this is education, is getting a trade, it's studying, it's getting a new skill, it's getting out there. This is education, regardless of what you do. A trade is no different to university, or it's probably more useful and less wank. But you know what I mean. It's all about improving yourself and getting new skills. This is fantastic. I mean, if you're in Queensland, have a look at this, at what you can do here. So there you go, guys. Diploma of Applied Blockchain. Okay, I wouldn't be doing that one. Cybersecurity, yeah, that one. Are these like the nemesis of each other? Anyway, but early childhood education and care. There you go. Cert 3. I mean, childcare, there's always going to be demand for it. Always is. I wonder, the trick is to get into that and start your own business. So, guys, well, there's some examples of free courses that are available right here in Queensland. Very good. So let's keep going. Off-roading for us says get off Centrelink. Yes, that's what you have to do. That's the goal of this. Unboiled frog, knock on doors, mow lawns, clean houses. If you can't find a job, make a job for yourself. Yeah, that's a good one too. Sometimes you have to create a job, not wait for one to appear. Get a lawnmower, get out there, clean stuff, do whatever you can, create work. Daniel is saying you are who you associate with. That's true. That's true. Stay on Centrelink easy mode. Pray for UBI from Last Samurai. Not really. You got to deal with all the bullshit in Centrelink, don't you? You still have to do like forms and shit and fill out paperwork and things and go for interviews. I think one of my friends, he was a doctor. He just graduated from med school and he went on Centrelink and they said, oh, you've got to interview for jobs. And he said, yeah, I can do that. Give me my free money. Because he was going to be a doctor in a few months. This is a gap between when he was working, or when he finished studying and when he was working. And the Centrelink person just shaking their head. Daddy, government can't give you that it didn't already take from anyone else. Yes, that's true. Everything you get from the government, these TAFE courses you're getting from the government, they have been funded by money stolen from other people. So you've got to do that. You've got to appreciate the fact that that's what happened. So you've got to make good on these opportunities that are being provided for you. And understand that anything you get for free from the state is the result of them taking it off other people, one way or another. So appreciate that, because they're going to take it off you later. Josh, education, be it an online course or TAFE. You need to chase an occupation or employment. Use every available service available to you, from discounted rego to resume writing. Been there before, very easy to get trapped on it. Yeah, hang on, we'll give, who gave us the, Vladimir, you got a heart too, mate. There we go. Yeah, that's the thing. You don't want to get trapped on it. You do not want to. Change your birth certificate to female. I think the letter was from female, okay? But not that that matters. Learn about the lawless corporate fraud that is Australia. Okay, yeah, come on. That's not going to... If you get sucked down in that pit, you're not going to self-improve. It's a dangerous trap. But learn to not be a slave. That's true. The debtor is slave to the lender, as Dave Ramsey loves to repeat. Start a cheap startup business, e.g. window washing. Yeah, that's a good idea too, from Thailand Discovery. I mean, everyone wants their windows cleaned. No one wants to do it. You can buy a pressure cleaner now. I think I watched like on YouTube the shorts. You know, people pressure cleaning, making good money. It's satisfying to watch. Forget the wokeism. You want to be a victim, stay on. You want to be victim, stay on the dole, or get a job. Cut spending. Do some short courses to get tickets that mean something. Get rid of the no-hopers around you. Give up dope if that applies. You know, the interesting thing that we're seeing through a lot of these is people that are, well, you are the people that are around you. If you're with a bunch of stoner mates that are doing bugger all after high school and just wasting their time, well, yeah. I mean, how many of you still keep in touch with your high school mates? I've got a few I still see every now and then. You know, at significant moments in life. Most of them have all gone on to achieve quite successful things. Australian earth moving, get into earth moving. Depends on the 20-year-old and what type of person they are. Yeah, it does. But we're given a lot of options. I think the number one here going through all of this is education. Nick says be better. Yep. Mr. Slow Oz. There's plenty of opportunities in Australia. We're blessed. Everyone is screaming for staff. All you have to do is try your hardest and you'll be rewarded. Just remember, if you don't make more money than your hourly, the job won't last long. So I'm assuming if you've got to earn money for the person you're working for, get a job. Yep. Understand your self-entitled handicap and leave the emotional baggage behind. Kelvin is saying the game is rigged. 2030. Common class will own nothing. Okay. Yeah, no, it's not rigged. It's not rigged. You know, here's the thing. This is the mentality here that you can get sucked in, that it's hopeless. And frankly, I blame social media a lot for that. People get in these echo chamber bubbles of just repeating the same negativity again and again and again. You can go down a bloody rabbit hole where you think there's this huge global conspiracy minutely controlling everything, and these governments are these well-oiled orchestration machines when they're just a bunch of bureaucrats spouting the same garbage and annoyingness, and you get suck it in. Then it's hopeless. You want to get away from that. Okay, you don't want to get into that mindset. Australia is still, for all the frustrations, it's still a fantastic place to live. We still have a lot of opportunities here compared to other parts of the world. It's just that owning a home isn't going to be as easy as it was for previous generations because, well, Australians don't want that. They want their high house prices. So, vote out the major parties, find hope in the everlasting, seek Jesus Christ. From 1 John, I think, what's my favorite Bible verse? Hang on. Bible quote. He who won't work won't eat. Is that it? Even where you are, we gave the rule, if a man will not work, you shall not eat. There you go. That's my one I like. Marry a rich boomer, preferably eternally a one. Oh, that's mean. Skill up and get a job. Once you can't get any better, jump to another job that pays more. Yep, that's essentially what it is. Actually budget your life. Live with other people. Don't do anything fun until you have a job. Well, don't do anything fun that costs money. So, eat cheap but relatively balanced. Not hard to do if you think about it. If you're on Job Seeker, you're probably poor to start with, so don't think that you're further up the financial ladder than you are. You're at the bottom, so accept it. Okay. Spend less than you earn and retire comfortably. Justin, get a job. It could be anything. And looking for something like a trade apprenticeship. In the meantime, or just join the military. I mean, there you go. You could sign up for the army. Although, yeah. Military I'd pass. I've seen many with mental health. Yeah, that's the thing. I was an ex-nurse manager. I have relatives that served. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. It's not without its risks in the military, everyone. And you can get, institutionalized in a way too with just how they work there. Lob is gone, a job. Yep, of course. Do a trade early, as that's something you can fall back on for life. Go to university after that, if so inclined. Yeah, I would recommend a similar thing, honestly, as someone who's gone and gotten 2 uni degrees. I went and started doing economics and commerce, and I did terrible at the course. I think I was on academic probation. I'd failed subjects. It was just a nightmare. And then I realized, I think I was working at my Woolies job. I was a service cashier, and there was another couple there talking about building a home. So I got some of my father's old drafting plans and explained it all to him and said, wait a minute, I wanted to be an architect when I was a kid. I really love this. So then I applied at another university that went on my high school scores and ignored my crappy degree or start of a degree in economics commerce and took me there. So there you go. And oh boy, yeah. I probably should have, now that I think about it, I should have taken a year off after high school just to sort my shit out. Taken a year, worked a crappy job, maybe traveled a bit. But such is life. So, or done a trade. Should have done residential drafting. Actually, I did. I jumped out, did resi TAFE drafting at Distance Ed, and then while I was applying to get into architecture. So, let's keep going, get a job, find a good woman, and pump out those kids for more Centrelink. There you go, Silver Noob. I don't think it works out that way though, mate. Get the Centrelink monies and work cash jobs. I'm not gonna endorse that one. Okay, cashies. Buy 2 and 1 ounce silver coins and tap them against each other. Learn the difference between real money and currency. Okay, yeah, silver, bro. But you need money to buy silver. And when you buy coins, you always lose stuff. You always, like, the coins I bought, they're a gift. And I use them to give to kids to teach them about precious metals. And feeling the weight of something in your hands is great, but the spread is so high, you get burned. So take an apprenticeship. Again, increase your value and skills. There's no barrier to entry and potentially to earn money in certain trades. Or educate. Take or study and learn while your brain is young and more open to new information. I'm doing a degree in my late 30s while working, and it's been a slog. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point too. I don't know if I could go back to study now in my 40s. I don't know if I could put up with all the bullshit at universities. I think I was looking at doing another qualification, and I looked at the course, and they had all this woke shit in it. It was a business thing. Had all this woke crap in it. Oh, you just got to jump through the hoops sometimes. Do a trade as soon as possible. Start your own business. Outsource things you don't know how to do. Find a good woman or man who wants the things you want from life. Yeah, that's a good point. You want someone. I mean, I'm fortunate. I got together with a girl I met at uni, and we built our whole lives up together. So good times, bad times, sickness, health. We go through it all. You know, we're there building the foundations of our house today. That's like the foundations for a good marriage. There you go. Build it in stone. Go back to the Bible. Well, that's all a tall order. But at the very root, I would say just do something. It might not be what you expect. It might lead you to meet someone new or lead you somewhere else. Whatever you do, just not do. Whatever you do, not just do nothing. Yeah, I understand what he's saying there, or they're saying there. You don't want to get stuck in a rut. You need to do something. You need to get out there. Maybe even go to networking events. Go to free events just to talk to people. Practice networking. Find a mentor and get better. Easier said than done. Dino's going, don't waste time. Do something with your life. Focus on a direction. Because life moves fast. It gets harder later in life. And yes, I can attest to that. So there we go, everyone. Let's have a bit of a talk about some of the advice people gave here. So there's some suggestions from the viewers of the channel, about, what advice would you give a 20-year-old on Centrelink who wants to improve their lives? I think there's some good takeaways there. The continuing, or the two trends I'm seeing is who you surround yourself with and education or training. And finally, the other thing is just do something. You want to keep moving. You don't want to be stuck in a rut. You don't want to become, indoctrinated in that culture. Think of it as a temporary emergency payment that you can use this one time as a springboard to improve your life, and treat it like that. And look at what free courses they have an option. Don't worry about taking advantage of it, because trust me, they're going to hoover the money out of you the older you get. Okay, that's just how it is here in Australia. So find something, find a skill, learn, and improve. Good luck. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Check out my other channels, Heise BIM and Heise Does. And if you are a fan of the channel and want to support us, you can financially on YouTube or Patreon. Although don't do that if you're on Centrelink and can't afford it. Do not support any content creators if you can't afford it. Okay? For that, use the referral links if you happen to be buying something online to help people out. But don't go out of your way. Don't let them guilt you. I think there was one guru person or some bloody cooker person was guilting everyone for not paying $20 a month to support him. Nah, guys. Okay, come on. Anyway, you can get Pocket Squares perfect for that job interview, or call us once you make it big and you need an architect for a new office building or school building. Take care, guys. Have a great day. And thank you to everyone who took part in this question. Appreciate it. Take care.